8 people are dead in what New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is calling a cowardly act of terror.
This was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror aimed at innocent civilians, aimed at people going about their lives who had no idea of what was about to hit them.
This is what police know happened so far. Around 3 p.m. on Tuesday, a driver in a rented truck drove onto a bike path along the West Side Highway, a few blocks away from the One World Trade Center. He drove for about 10 blocks, hitting bicyclists and pedestrians before colliding with a school bus. After the collision, sources says the truck driver exited the vehicle with a pellet and a paintball gun. Police fired at the driver, hitting him in the stomach.
I want to say that today there was a loss of innocent life in Lower Manhattan.
While Lower Manhattan is more than 1,500 miles away from TCU, for some students, that doesn't lessen the impact.
Very nervous for a good 10-15 minutes, and when he texted me, it was like relief completely.
Senior Emma McAlucky's brother works in Manhattan, and she said when she saw the news on social media, she panicked.
I mean, everything you'd expect. I was nervous. Maybe he was there. Maybe something happened to him. Maybe he was helping others. I wasn't really sure. Just, your mind goes to panic.
McAlucky said with the amount of attacks happening nowadays, people are finding themselves in the same situation.
I think that everyone has a connection to someone somehow. Maybe it's no one close. Maybe it's your brother, your best friend. But anywhere an attack can happen, the world's so small these days that you probably know someone, so it makes it that much closer to home.
TCU PD says the attacks in New York shed light on safety measures they've been planning since the spring.
In the spring semester, we started looking at security measures for special events and the campus in general in response to some suggestions from the Department of Homeland Security.
These suggestions included preventative measures such as portable barriers when there are high periods of pedestrian traffic.
A lot of bollards around campus, if you'll notice, that are designed for that purpose to minimize vehicular traffic where we have a large number of pedestrians walking.
While TCU PD is taking preventative measures to ensure the safety of students, Officer Rangel said it's important for students to remember to enjoy life and not live in fear of something like the attack in New York happening here.
Statistically, the possibility of something like happening on campus is relatively low. So we don't want people walking around in emotional distress because they think they're going to be a victim that day of someone doing that.